This is the plaintiff, Anne. She says the defendant unloaded a real clunker of a car on her that broke down on the first day she had it. And she's here in the good name of justice. The defendant ignored her requests to fix the car. She dropped it off on his lot, left him the keys, and is now suing him for the $2,251.33 she surely owed. This is the defendant, Michael Lanise. He says the plaintiff test drove the car and liked it and bought it. A few weeks later, she called complaining the tires were making too much noise. He explained that she bought an SUV with big tires, and big tires make more noise than smaller ones. You couldn't reason with the plaintiff, and it soon became apparent she was doing whatever she could to get out of the deal she made. But he won't return her money. He's accused of taking advantage.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff bought a car from the defendant, and it was a disaster from the get-go. But the defendant says the plaintiff test drove the car so tough. It's the case of you're driving me crazy.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Anne, you are suing Quality Auto Sales Incorporated, represented by Michael Lanise. Okay, for $2,251.33 that you want returned to you, which is the money that you put into a car that you've turned back to them because according to you it's a lemon. Tell me what's going on.
Yes, so I purchased the car on September 28th from Quality Auto, and basically later that afternoon when I received the car, it was dropped off to my job, and I went outside to drive the car. I turned the car on. It had a very loud vibrating sound. You
Okay.
smell gas coming from the car. When I started driving the car, the vibration got louder on the right-hand side, and it was very uncomfortable.
Where was the vibration coming from?
I'm sure the front right side of the car, and right
Bottom
underneath
or the motor or the...
underneath the bottom of my feet, I felt it.
Okay.
So that's where the vibration coming from.
What kind of car was this?
It's a 2003 Nissan Murano.
What kind of car is that? Is that an SUV?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so what happens?
So I'm driving the car and I felt the vibration. Like I said, I immediately text the salesperson who sold me the car.
Who's the salesperson?
He's not
that
present.
Okay, go ahead.
And he said to me, "Oh, I drove the car over earlier. I didn't hear anything, but sure, no problem. I'll have my guys take a look at it for you." Continued driving the car. By the time I got home, the check engine light came on. Text him saying, "Hey, the check engine light is on. What's going on?" He said, "Oh, it's no problem. We'll take care of it." Brought the car to them. I was there for 3.5 hours. They didn't do anything. They gave me a runaround and said the vibration is coming from the tires. They're going to do the tires. Then they said,
They're gonna do the tires, what does that mean?
I don't know.
What does
That's
they're
what
gonna
the
do the tires
vibrations
mean?
We were going to spin balance her tires.
What does spin balance mean? I know what balance means, but what's spin balance?
You put it on a machine with weights, and it makes the tire even all around when it spins.
Okay. All right, so go ahead.
His mechanic, I would say, Lewis, came back and said that they need to order parts for the car.
Where's your mechanic?
Lewis is not present.
Lewis isn't
Who did you
present.
bring instead?
He's my service manager.
Coming up?
It wasn't parts. It was we took it out to another shop and had them balance them because ours evidently wasn't balancing it
Okay.
enough for
Okay.
that tire.
Okay.
Well, Lewis told me parts. They
Whatever,
needed
so
to
then
get the
you leave it
parts.
there.
So, no, I didn't leave it there. They told me to take it back.
Okay.
They turned the check engine light off so it was drivable. I
Okay.
took it back. They said I will contact you next week sometime.
Okay, but hold on. They turned the check engine light back so it was off. So
They
it was
turned it off
drivable.
so I
Well, you
could-
can drive with a check engine light, but
Right, well,
why
that's what
turn the
they
check
did.
engine light off without putting it on a computer to find out why the check engine light is on? Did you guys do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and what supposedly did that read?
It was for a camshaft sensor.
Okay, so what'd you guys do with the
We
camshaft?
changed it and turned the light off, and it takes time for the computer to recognize a new electronic part. And that's what I explained to her, that yeah, the light may cycle back on, but once it's driven and the computer recognizes there's a different part and a new part, it will shut itself off.
Okay. All right, so then what happens?
Then he said, okay, you can drop it off the next morning. I dropped it off at 7:40 in the morning specifically to Mike. He gave me a loaner car for the day. That was on the 3rd. I did not receive the car back until the 5th.
Okay.
The Friday. That's when I think his name is
What
Joe.
kind of car was this? A 2003 Murano. All right, and what did you pay for it? $6,000. Mm-hmm. And then she financed it?
Yes, Your Honor.
How much did she finance? 4,000?
4,700.
4,700. Okay, so go on.
They had another mechanic person drop the car off to my job. Went outside to check the car again. I was back to square one. Same issues, never fixed it. I called back over and I spoke to Joe. Joe said to me, there's nothing wrong with the car. It's a perfectly fine car. You didn't buy a Mercedes.
So she takes it to you because you say you're going to fix it. And then she says that there's something still wrong with it. What's your name?
Joe.
And what was it you were hearing? Were you hearing what she's hearing? Let me just tell you, you've come to the right place because I'm a very noise-sensitive person. Very noise-sensitive. So were you hearing?
I heard the noise that she was talking about, but they're aggressive tread tire.
Yeah.
So they are noisy. You hear the trucks get down the road, the big tires, they have that howling. Same style with
So
that.
you were telling her that it was coming from the tires?
It's coming from the tire.
So what do you do with a 2003 car before you buy it to make sure that it's not a lemon? What do you say?
Basically, I drive it like it's hot for like 10 minutes around the block really quick. If it survives, we got a deal.
That's funny. What do you say?
Have a reliable mechanic check it out for me.
Fair enough. And?
Definitely get it checked out by my mechanic.
One would think, going inside the courtroom.
Do you have any proof that it was coming from an engine part as opposed to that tires are noisy?
I don't know because he never mentioned anything
No, but did you
about
take the car to
tires.
somewhere else?
Yes,
to have
I
it
did.
checked?
I did.
Okay, and
that's
what
when-
did they say was wrong with it?
It's all of this.
Okay, let's see that. Oil leak from the oil cooler. Power steering fluid leak from the return line. Upon inspection, found noise coming from front wheel bearings. At this time, we'll need to replace both sides, both tires, to solve the problem.
Right. To go to a quieter tire.
What'd you do with the car?
I brought it back to them.
Seriously? Where's the car right now?
It's on my lot.
It's on the
Oh,
lot.
okay. Wait, so you're not making the payments?
No.
Wait.
Yeah, what
Yes,
were you
Your
going to
Honor.
say?
Well, it's an older vehicle, and you're always going to have seepage and wetness around things that are mechanical like that. That's all I could say. It wasn't leaking, pouring out, dripping out, nothing like that.
This was a sale of a car that had how many miles on it?
134,000.
Was it an as-is sale?
Yes, Your Honor.
So why are you guys taking the car back and doing all this stuff to it? You don't even have that obligation.
No, but I treat my customers that way.
Let me see the paperwork on the sale of your car. Did you buy a warranty or did you buy an as-is car?
I bought it, I think, as is car.
Okay,
They
do you
put
know what
on
that
the
means?
paperwork
Do you know what that means?
as is.
Right. It means that you don't have recourse on anything except for a specific warranty where they lie.
Well, they didn't offer me that, so I never got into that
No,
part
I
with
understand.
them.
You could buy that from third-party people, you could, whatever.
Okay.
But the point is, that was the deal you struck. I didn't strike it. You
Right.
struck that deal. So when you bring them the car to fix, you understand they have no obligation to do anything in an as-is sale.
Okay.
I mean, we have a problem, and the problem is that when you buy a, how old car? 14-year-old car, and you bought the car as is, you don't get to just drop the car off and then wash your hands of it. You're buying a used car and it's as is. That's why people have a mechanic look at the car before they buy it, so that they make sure that there's not a repair that they can't afford on a, used car. You didn't do that. This is your car. You need to go pick it up. And this is your loan. You need to pay your loan. That's my verdict. Good luck, folks.
All right,
Verdict for the
thank you.
defendant.
So the plaintiff bought a car that was as is for the purchase, and that's the way it is. You lose the case. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You're smiling. I know
It's
you
all
don't
right.
think it's okay. Really?
It's
you
okay.
feel that way?
It's life. Things happen.
It is life. Yeah, it's a hard way to learn. I'm sorry.
It's
for you.
okay.
Okay.
Thank
what are you
you,
going to
though.
do now? You got to go get the car.
I'll be
And you
okay.
know they're going to be screaming at you to pay the loan.
It's okay. Thank you.
It's okay?
Yeah.
All right. She says it's okay, but she does have to pay that loan. No question about it. You did what you could. That was it.
Tried our best
You did.
to please the customer.
Yeah. I mean, do many people come in and just turn the car back and just drop the keys and walk away?
Not too many.
I was going to say, it's not too smart. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck for you. Okay. That's it, Harvey. What do you think?
A little trick. If you're doing this, buying a car like this, take it to a mechanic, even if you have to pay money, make the deal contingent and tell the seller that if you buy it, you'll split the cost of the mechanic.